Welcome to tonight's contest. Scott Sager with you here tonight. You're going to have JV action, some bonus coverage. It's also senior night as the Zebras take on Peru. We're going to kick it over to David Musselman and Brad Thomas for their call of tonight's game. Enjoy the broadcast, and thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Scott, and good evening. Welcome to Rochester High School. It's a double dip tonight on RTC Channel 4. Tonight, the Rochester Zebras hosting the Peru Tigers. The Rochester JV team coming into the record of 13-4. The Peru JVs at the record of 8-8. Time now for the starting lineups. First for the Peru Tigers. At one guard will be a 5'9" freshman, Parker Althouse. At another guard, a 5'9" freshman, Andrew Bebout. At one forward, a 6'1" sophomore, Draven Waters. Another forward, a 6'3" sophomore, Pete Polk. And another guard will be a 5'9" sophomore, Bryce Wilhelm. Peru's JV coach from Mr. Travis Smith. For the Rochester Zebras, again with a record of 13-4. At one guard will be a 5'11" sophomore, Grant McCarter. The other guard, a 5'10" junior, Nathan Jacobs. At one forward, a 6'1" sophomore, Trenton Reinholt. Another forward will be a 6'5" sophomore, Blake Hughes. And in the middle of the night for the Zebras in the JV contest will be 6'5" junior, Eli Yarber. Rochester coached by Mr. Sean Kelly. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman. Again, a double dip tonight on RTC TV 4. We'll have the varsity game on radio and TV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rochester High School for this team.
Rochester's JV, Brad, we watched them on Friday night at Wabash. And they played well enough just to stay in it and had an opportunity to win that thing in the end, but the wheels kind of fell off. Grant McCarter, a huge game in that game.
He had a big game. That was the first game since they moved Quinn Stasiak up to varsity, so he wasn't available for the JV game. And Grant McCarter did the majority of the ball handling and taking care of the offense out front and did a fantastic job. And like you said, 21 points. He even had a three-pointer from about the volleyball line out here that was to finish that third quarter. And
he just basically said, Quinn's out. I'm just going to take control of the basketball game. Well, he did that.
I thought they did a great job, offensively as an entire team throughout that entire first three quarters of the game. But as that fourth quarter started to come around, like you said, the Wabash JV started to take over that game, and Grant kind of took it upon himself to try and help his team the best way he could from the outside. And he was hitting a lot of them shots from a long range.
You're right.
And they needed them.
Rochester's varsity a little shorthanded tonight. Quinn is out. Quinn Stasiak is out. Okay. So he will not dress, which means it's kind of like all hands on deck for the JV and the varsity tonight to get through this one. And they got to turn around the JV and varsity. Come out tomorrow and play a 1 o'clock game tomorrow afternoon here.
Yeah, short game turnaround time. The thing is, though, tonight's the important one. Not only is it senior night, it's a conference game. Right. And, the conference games, even if you're not in the mix, neither one of these teams are for the top conference championship. You want to get those conference wins.
Absolutely. Rochester in their home whites, Peru in the road blacks. It'll be Polk and Yarborough to jump center. Tip is up, and Eli wins the tip. And now Jacobs has it across the timeline. Nathan Jacobs works to his left, bounce pass high on the right side to Reinholt. He holds the ball above his head. Now drives it right against Wilhelm. Looks back door to Yarber, can't find him. Now out top, ball stolen away, ball loose on the floor. Great effort by Reinholt, and he's going to roll out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers. It's going to stay with the Zebras.
Well, the Zebras get a break early in this game then.
Where's my replay monitor?
Hey, the cool thing about watching the JV play is, especially, we're going to get two of the seniors will meet later on that are going to, graduate at the end of the year. A lot of these kids you're watching right now on this JV will be seeing varsity action a lot next year.
You're right. Well, they overturned it, so it'll be Peru basketball. Althouse drives into the baseline, cut off by Jacobs, over the top to Polk. Polk straight away three over Hughes. He is off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped around. McCarter comes out of there with it, and Grant runs. Grant going to our left, right wing, fakes a three, drives in the paint, rises up from 15 feet. It's an air ball. Saved from going out of bounds by the Tigers. Now Bebout has it. Bebout for the Tigers runs to our right in the lane, loses the handle. Dump pass down low to Waters. His jumper off the window is good, and Peru strikes first. A minute into the JV game, Peru up 2-0. McCarter through the center circle against the man-to-man defense. Bounce pass to the left wing to Reinholt. Trenton just about had to let it go out of bounds, but picks up the loose basketball. Now has it high on the left side against Polk, who's in his jersey. Just before the 5-second count, gives to Hughes in the center circle. Hughes looks back over to McCarter, has him on the left block. Grant, leaner off the glass. Good, and we're tied at 2.
That was a great pass from Hughes way out front to McCarter cutting across the lane. Carter with a little ball head fake, able to get the defense to clear away.
Rochester forces a turnover, and McCarter misses a 3, and then Reinhold over the back in the foul. It'll be Peru basketball. As Walters for the Tigers will come in. Also coming in,
his first, team first.
Vukovic will come in for the Tigers. Live on RTC TV4 tonight for the JV contest.
Rochester with the full court press.
Bebout. Vukovic loses it to Yarber, dumps down loaded. Jacobs fakes a shot, rises up, puts it in for 2, and the Zebras lead.
Those are the kind of things you like to see happen off that press.
Vukovic across the timeline to Althouse. His right-handed layup is blocked by Hughes, picked up by Blake. Outlets to McCarter. Grant runs to our left, up 4-2. McCarter works to the right, now to the right elbow extended, cut off by the defense. Got to get rid of it. Loses the basketball, it's loose. Peru on the floor, Rochester on the floor. Jacobs picks it up. Baseline to Hughes, 15 feet away from the basket. Dumps down low to Yarber. Eli against the double team, fade away from left side, high off the glass, no good. And the rebound to McCarter. Grant to Yarber at the free throw line, left side to Jacobs. Jacobs, 3, left wing over the defense, no good. Reinhold fights for the rebound, and Althouse comes out of it with it, and Reinhold just picked up foul number 2.
That's his second, team second.
4:39 to play first quarter. Rochester leads 4-2. Will Smith will come in for the first time for the Zebras, and Reinhold will probably sit for a while with those 2 fouls.
Yeah, I would guess.
Rochester now in a full court press. Walters looks to get it in, does to Bebout. Bebout now against the double team. Around the defense, Vukovic gets away with the travel, gets down low to Althouse on the right block, and that pulls it out. Top of the key to Vukovic. Left elbow jump pass to Bebout. He works the left wing. One-handed pass over the top to Althouse. Right wing 3 for the Tigers is good.
3-point basket.
The Tigers back up 5-4, 4:15 to play in the first quarter. McCarter drives it right, and he's going to be fouled on the reach in by the Tigers.
The foul's going to be against Bebout, his first, team first.
His first, team first.
Rochester putting the full court press on Peru, but Peru choosing not to do the same against Rochester. And
Smith gets it in over the defense to Jacobs near the timeline. 4 minutes to play first quarter. Rochester down by 1, and Jacobs has his pocket picked by Althouse. Althouse goes in, left-handed layup is over the side of the rim and in for 2, and now the Tigers are up by 3.
Althouse with 5 of those 7 for Peru.
Jacobs between his legs, top of the key, loses the handle, picks up the loose ball. Now to Yarber on the left wing. Eli Yarber, spin move, step back. Hughes now out to McCarter. Grant pulls up from 10 feet, shot short, rebound to Althouse.
Carter's been short on a couple of his shots here at the beginning of this game.
Yep. And we're going to have a charging foul whistled against the Peru Tigers, Andrew Bebout.
Will Smith taking the charge. Great job.
That brings the Zebras off their feet.
And that's the second one on Bebop.
So Polk and Wilhelm back in for the Tigers. 3.5 minutes to play first quarter. Peru up 7-4. Rochester basketball going to our left.
And that wiped the bucket off the board too.
Yep.
That Bebout made.
Grant McCarter walks it through the center circle against the man-to-man defense. Works it right, still behind the arc, cut off by the defense, over the top to Smith in the corner, and he throws it away on the entry pass to Hughes. Althouse has it now for the Tigers. 3:10 to play first quarter. Rochester down by 3. There's a carry, no call. Althouse in the paint and travels.
Yeah, ran right into Hughes after he made that jump stop and didn't have anywhere to go with it.
Rochester will take a 30-second timeout. We will too. You're watching Zebra basketball on RTC TV4. 3:04 to play in the first quarter. Peru up 7-4. And then after the Rochester timeout, they have the basketball going to our left underneath the Peru basket. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman here at Rochester High School. 1-2 tonight on RTC TV4. Varsity game to follow this one. Jacobs gets it in McCarter, and Grant will walk it up. Grant is picked up at the timeline by Vukovic. Works to the left wing behind the arc. Vukovic is in his jersey. And now the ball's stolen. Polk just gets away with a carry. Althouse with a layup off the front of the rim, no good. But a foul coming on McCarter. My good heavens.
Yeah,
Tiger defense is in the jersey of Grant McCarter.
Really tight.
Number 3, McCarter.
Probably a foul, no call.
That's what Coach Kelly's questioning.
So Althouse on the line to shoot 2 for the Tigers, who lead 7-4. First one on the way is off the front of the rim, no good. He'll have one more.
That might be the first miss by Althouse.
They counted that.
Nope, they're going to say lane violation. Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2 shots. So.
It's either got to be 9-4 with 1 shot or 7-4 with 1 more shot.
Well, they only took 1 shot and missed it. So
we're in the first quarter. It can't be 1-1 yet, right?
no, but if they called it a shooting foul, so it's 2 shots, so he still gets another one even if there's a lane violation, right?
So they called the bucket good. I don't think it went in.
No, it did not. He only took 1 shot and missed it.
No, wait a minute. No, they're calling the shot good before the foul.
Oh,
the
no,
foul.
he missed that.
So they're calling.
Yeah, the shot.
They're calling the shot good.
The shot was no good. Okay.
So the shot is no good. The
Right.
free throw is no good. So we're going to get 1 more free throw.
Okay. So there was no lane violation.
All they have to do is
were
ask us.
Yeah.
We'll take
Okay.
it. We'll take care of it from here. Second one for Althouse is good this time.
There we go.
7:46 to play in the first quarter. 8-4. Peru. McCarter up the floor hard. Vukovic giving him a forearm. No call. Outside to Jacobs. Nathan Jacobs holds the ball with the has the basketball against the defense. Althouse. Althouse being hand checked.
Wow, a lot of hands and a lot of body check.
If we're gonna play it like that, let's put some fat pads on and go play.
Yeah.
So Peru ties up the Zebras and going to give it back to Peru with 2:29 to play in the first quarter. 8-4 Tigers.
Well, I guess Rochester's going to have to get the elbows out and the ball moving at shoulder height, and that'll back you up real quick.
Oh, from the volleyball line, Brad. Oh my goodness!
And he nails it.
Nothing but
He's got
net.
9 of their 11 first quarter points.
Jacobs with the basketball. Rochester down by 7. 2:10 to play. Hughes gives out to Smith. 3 left baseline short, and the rebound to Polk for the Tigers. Althouse has it and pushes for Peru. 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Peru by 7. Will home for 3, right wings off the back of the rim, no good. Good block out by Eli Yarber. He grabs the board, outlets to McCarter. Grant runs, now middle of the floor, works to the left wing. Finally a foul on the turnover by Vukovic.
Yep. So Vukovic picks up 1, that's team 3rd.
So Smith will inbound right in front of the scorer's table. Rochester going to our left. 1:50 to play, first quarter, 11-4 Peru. Smith, bounce pass into Jacobs. Nathan loses it. Out of bounds, last touch by Althouse. Quick hands by Mr. Althouse. 1:48. 11-4. As you can see there on your screen. Rochester up.
There you go. That's how you do that.
McCarter.
You swing your arms around there one time, even if you catch him in the chin and they call you for a foul, guess what? He won't get in your face next time.
Jacobs, jump stop in the paint, kicks it out to Smith. Right baseline 3 is in and out and back in for the Zebras. 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Althouse pushes. Hesitates across the timeline through the defense. In the paint, goes to the basket. Layup on the way, no good. Hughes with the rebound, outlets to Smith. Ahead to Yarber. Yarber then is going to be fouled as he comes down by Vukovic.
Got to have room to land. And that's the second on Vukovic.
Althouse has got to come out too. He's pulling on his jersey. That falls on deaf ears, doesn't it?
Yeah.
1:15 to play in the first quarter.
He's got all their points.
11-7, Peru Zebras with the basketball. McCarter across the timeline. Gets a screen from Yarber. Ball loose on the floor. Ball still loose. Peru picks it up, tied up with Hughes, and Rochester should keep possession with 1:03 to play in the first quarter. Why, in the name of reason, would you ever want to be an official? He's getting it from both ways.
Yeah, you're right.
Jacobs has his pocket picked again by Althouse. Althouse against a double team. Now to Wilhelm. Wilhelm picks up his dribble back to Althouse at 52. Ahead to Vukovic. And he travels on the drive.
Yeah, Rochester's just going to have to be a lot stronger with the basketball.
Yep.
A lot more authoritative in their dribble and a lot more authoritative in their passing.
I think that's the first time you've used that all year.
Yeah, it is. I've been saving that word.
Very good. I appreciate it. Grant crosses the timeline with 43. Vukovic in his jersey runs away from Walters and is finally fouled out front by Walters. 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. Rochester down by 4. It'll be Zebra basketball right in front of the student section.
That's the first on Walters, team 5th.
Smith will look to trigger it in. Smith gets it into McCarter. McCarter with 36. High on the right side against Althouse. Gets a pick from Yarber. Drives it to his left. Picks up the loose ball now to Jacobs. 3 left baseline for the Zebras is no good. And the rebound to the Tigers. And Yarber going to be called for the over the back.
Yep, that's his first, team 4th.
His first, team 4th.
Full court press by the Zebras now. 28.3 to play in the first quarter. Peru by 4. Polk will look to get it in. Bounce pass to Vukovic. He travels again. Zebras going to get it back to 26.9. Senior night here tonight at Rochester. So we'll have senior night festivities after this one. Grant McCarter, baseline right, lobs it into Yarber. His shot is blocked. We're going to have a foul on the Tigers. That's going to send Eli Yarber to the line to shoot 2 for Rochester.
That's one of those where Eli's want to keep that ball up above his head.
On the Tigers, number 50, Walter.
Catch that and bring it down in that triple team.
You tend to lose that on the way back up.
Right.
Yarber for 2, 24.5 seconds to play in the first quarter. Rochester down by 4. Yarber's first free throw is no good, off the side of the rim and the backboard and falls off. He'll have one more.
Peru picking up fouls.
Yeah.
2 at a time.
Rochester shooting from here on out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yarber's second one is an air ball.
No, I just meant Bebop picked up his first and then picked up the second one right away.
Oh, I see.
And then it was Vukovic getting 2 in a row, and now it was Waters 2 in a row. So the next Peru Tiger to foul, you might just fear that man.
Brad, you have to draw me a picture to follow you.
Well, you don't have the stat book right there in front of you,
sure.
so
Yeah.
it doesn't always jump right out at you like it does.
I appreciate you defending me. I appreciate that.
Well, that's all right.
Althouse with 10. High on the left side to Wilhelm. Back to Althouse with 7. Althouse works to the right with 5, with 4, with 3 from the volleyball line. It's on the way, no good. Air ball, ball being tipped around, and we're going to have a no call at the buzzer. After 1, Peru leads Rochester here at Rochester High School 11-7. You're watching Zebra basketball on RTC TV4.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Enjoy the game with an ice-cold Coke. Locally owned and operated since 1907, Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo proudly supports 28 high schools in north central Indiana. Our starting lineup of brands are sure to keep you hydrated on the sidelines and at home. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo. RTC TV4 thanks you for watching tonight's broadcast. Sponsorship and advertising opportunities are available, and free production is included with every sponsorship package. If you are seeing this, then your customers are seeing it too. RTC TV4. See for yourself. Please support the local sponsors who make this production possible.
Going to the second quarter at Rochester High School. The Zebras trailing the Peru Tigers 11-7 here on senior night. And Peru will start the second quarter of the basketball going to our right. It's been all Parker Althouse for Peru.
I was just going to say, yeah, number 5 for Peru, Parker Althouse with 9 of their 11, including 2 3-pointers.
Bebout back in for the Tigers.
And the one three-pointer was out here at the volleyball, where he's at right now.
Well, he's not in the game.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where number 11 is at right now. You're right. Yeah.
To Wilhelm. Rochester in a 2-3 zone. Bebout works top of the key right behind the arc. Now sends it near side to Vukovic. Vukovic drives it right against Smith. Kicks it out to Wilhelm. 3 from the left baseline for the Tigers is good. And now the lead is back to 7 for Peru at 14-7. Grant McCarter will walk it up. McCarter crosses the timeline against Bebout. Works to the right wing, high on the right side, between his legs dribble, and out the free throw line. Jacobs with the basketball now against Vukovic. Jacobs to McCarter. Straight away, he is fouled. I make that he loses the ball, then commits a foul. It'll be out of bounds for the Tigers. As Vukovic, another display of quick hands.
That's his third foul.
McCarter?
Oh, they called it out on McCarter?
Yeah. But it is his second.
Thought McCarter had the basketball.
Well, he got it stripped and then grabbed the jersey. Vukovic on the right wing. Right in front of the Rochester coaches. One dribble to his right, and now we're going to have another foul on Grant. That's going to be Grant McCarter's 3.
Fouls on McCarter.
If they let them play like they did in the first quarter, that goes uncalled. Coming into the game for the first time here shortly is Evan Elliott, a 5'11 freshman. Turnaround jumper in the lane by Polk is no good. Ball being tipped around. He gets his own rebound. The putback on the glass is good over Hughes. Dryden Vance in the game for the first time for the Rochester Zebras. Dryden Vance, 6'2 freshman for Rochester. McCarter has his pocket picked again by Vukovic. Vukovic will cruise in for the right-handed layup, and it's no good. McCarter with the rebound. Grant ahead to Jacobs. Jacobs between the crossover dribble out to Smith. Left baseline for 3 for the Zebras is short, and the rebound of the Tigers.
Right now, that's been the difference in this game. Peru's knocking down threes. Rochester cannot.
Going. That's right. Yeah. The Tiger lead is 9. Bebout, left wing, right wing pass to Wilhelm. Now top the key to Vukovic. Fakes left, goes right, kicks it out to Wilhelm. Long 3, right wing. Nope, air ball. Bebout saves him going out of bounds to Polk, and he puts it in for 2. Rochester getting eaten up right now on the glass.
Yeah.
Down by 11.
Hughes kind of sidestepped trying to keep the ball from being knocked off his legs, and Polk just grabbed it and put it in.
Jacobs at the free throw line. Bounce pass to Smith. Smith is going to be fouled on the drive. Now the question is, Brad, as Grant McCarter is getting ready to check out with 3 fouls, who's going to score? You're right.
Well, scoring's been kind of slim in this first half for Rochester anyway, so it's anybody's gauntlet there to pick up if they want it.
Evan Elliott in the game for the first time. Althouse comes back for the Tigers. Walters comes back for the Tigers as well. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman.
So that was Wilhelm's first foul. If you're a gambling man, do you want to put a bet that he picks up a second one here real quick?
My next paycheck.
Sure, why not?
Let it ride. Smith has one in the bonus. First one is good. And now Rochester will use a timeout. It'll be a 60. You're watching Zebra basketball on RTC TV4.
At Co-Alliance Propane, we treat our customers like neighbors because, well, that's what we are. When you trust Co-Alliance Propane as your seriously local propane provider, you're trusting a team of professionals who live, work, and watch the game from right across the county, not the country. A team that's close by and seriously dedicated to your safety and providing the best service possible. Find out more about Co-Alliance Propane's seriously local service and how you can get 50 gallons of propane free at coalliancepropane.com.
First Federal Savings Bank has provided mortgage loans for over 50 years.
We're now offering commercial loans to support our local businesses.
We offer business loans for real estate, equipment, lines of credit, and investments. We also offer Simply Free business checking for all your banking needs.
Contact Lindy Breeden, our business lending expert, to take the worry out of your business banking.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
4:43 to play in the first half. The Tigers out to a 10-point lead right now at 18-8. And after the Zebra timeout, Smith will be back in the line for Rochester with one more freebie. Grant McCarter just picked out foul number 3, and we probably won't see him for the rest of the half if I were to guess.
No, I would guess the same as well.
Will Smith, a 5'8 sophomore at the line for one more for the Zebras. Second one is no good. It falls off. Polk with the rebound. Quickly to Bebout. Bebout on the right wing in the paint. Outside Althouse, fakes a 3 around the defense. Dumps down little Walters through his legs. Picked up by Polk and the Tigers. And now the loose ball is being tipped around, and Rochester comes out of there with it. Elliott will run the point for the Zebras. He works against Bebout. Works to the right. Jump stop. Over the top to Jacobs. 15-footer right baseline in rhythm is no good. Hughes
that's
going to be called for the fouls. He threw off the defender.
If he'd have just taken his hand off the ball and out of the arm of the Peru defender, he'd have been fine. But
he threw him to the ground. That's going to be player control, right?
Yeah.
4:14 to play in the first half. Peru by 10. And Tigers of the basketball going to our right. Bebout across the timeline. Rochester in a 2-3 zone. Near side to Wilhelm. Wilhelm against the for the Tigers. Outside to Althouse. 20-footer is good again. Maybe a 25-footer is good again. And it's 21-8. Jacobs will run the point for the Zebras. Under 4 to play in the first half here in the JV contest. Peru up 21-8. Jacobs against Bebout. Picks up the dribble. Now has his pass stolen by Polk. Polk will go coast to coast. Right-handed layup is in and out. No good, but the rebound, Althouse. Althouse will pull it out and reset. And now Peru will take a 30-second timeout. We'll take 1 to 2. You're watching Zebra basketball on RTC TV4.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there. Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Right. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argus and Rochester.
Back here at Rochester High School, we're midway through the second quarter, and right now, Brad, it's been the Parker Althouse show.
Yeah, again, he just came back into the game a few minutes ago and drilled another one from about 20, 21 feet. That's his third three-pointer. He's got 12 of the 21.
Rochester needs to find some scoring from somewhere right now. Grant McCarter saddled with 3 fouls. Trenton Reitholt with 2 fouls, both on the bench for the Rochester Zebras.
Well, and they can help themselves defensively, even if you can't, sometimes you have offensive nights like that where buckets just don't fall, but you can sure help yourself defensively.
Bebout's floater in the lane goes down for the Tigers, and now it's a 23-8 lead. Jacobs against Althouse. Gets a pick from Hughes. Works the left wing on the roll. Good feed. Good shot, and it goes down for Hughes. I think that pick and roll works, huh?
Yeah, it did.
And now we're going to have a carry whistled against Bebout. Rochester will get it back. Rochester will have it going to our left. Down by 13 with 2:52 to play in the first half. Jacobs works to the left. Peru got wide as that pick and roll, didn't they?
Yeah.
Elliott on the baseline. Outside to Landon Kelly, who's in the game for the first time. Jacobs down low to Hughes. Make that Vance. And Vance is fouled on the floor, and Drayden will go to the...
So Waters picks up his third.
His third, teammate at the line, shooting 1 and bonus 34, Vance.
Walters comes back in for the Tigers, and Waters comes back in for the Tigers. Walters will sit down. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman. 2.5 minutes to play. First half, 23-10 Peru. And Vance at the line for the Zebras with 1 and the bonus.
Althouse listening in to Coach Kelly.
Scott, can you get this right here? So Coach Kelly and Coach Stasiak's talking to Jacobs and Landon Kelly, and Althouse is standing in the huddle with them.
Yeah, right.
Vance with 1 more for the Zebras. Second for the freshman is good again.
Just made me chuckle.
You know, that's something we can't do on radio. Hey, look at that.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Wilhelm in the paint. Shot blocked from behind by, I believe, Elliott. And that's going to send Peru to the line to shoot 2 with 2:22 to play in the first half.
Number 20, Elliott, his first teammate. Wilhelm at the line for the Tigers.
Wilhelm a little hard off the back of the rim.
We'll have one more.
He's got 3 points in the ball game on a three-pointer earlier in the game.
9-point lead for the Tigers. Second one is no good again.
Too close.
Yep. Rebound to Landon Kelly. Landon had a really good football season. Ran the ball hard. The entry pass is off Vance's hands, out of bounds. It'll go back to the Tigers. Well, this is one of those games where if you're a Peru, you don't want to go to the locker room. And if you're Rochester, you can't get there quick enough.
You're right, yeah.
Beeb out against Jacobs, takes him to the left elbow. Keeps his dribble. One-handed pass outside to Althouse. He thought about it from the volleyball line, didn't he?
Kelly was there this time.
Beeb out, left wing. To Polk. Down low to Waters. His jumper off the window is good. Good, nice use of the left hand there to get it to go. And pushes the Tigers out to a 13-point lead with 100 seconds to play in the first half. Jacobs around the defense, in the paint, leaner over Polk. Nope. Ball tipped around. Bebout comes out of there with it for the Tigers. Bebout, high on the left side against the man-to-man defense. Left side to Althouse. Althouse a minute 20. Works against Landon Kelly. To Polk against Hughes. Polk loses the handle, picks it up at the volleyball line between the circles, now drives it right. He's in the paint, ball loose. Waters that is, picks it up, throws out a tough shot. Blake with the rebound, now to Elliott. Elliott pushes to our left with 60 seconds to play in the first half. The pull-up jumper from 10 feet goes down for the freshman. Evan Elliott has his first 2 of the night. And the Peru lead is down to 11 with 50 seconds to play in the first half. Althouse, pass to the near side to Bebout. Actually, I think that was to Sean Kelly, but Bebout saved it from Coach Kelly. Wilhelm, long 3, left wing, nope. Good block out by Hughes, he grabs the board. Outlets to Jacobs with 35. Nathan Jacobs feeds down low to Vance, wide open on the block. Vance in the paint, leaner off the window, no good, but we're going to have a foul coming on the Tigers, and that's going to send Dryden Vance to the line to shoot 2 for the Zebras.
Althouse picks up his first.
28.8 to play in the first half. Zebras down by 11. Vance on the line for 2 for the Zebras. First one's too hard for the freshman. He'll have one more. Vance ready. Couple of bounces with his right hand. Second one is no good again, and the basketball is knocked out of bounds by Polk. I think Vance shoots that free throw and then walks towards the bucket and is walking towards the bucket before the ball hits the rim. I think that's a no-no.
Yeah.
Jacobs baseline left. Bounce pass to Elliott. Elliott from 10 feet is partially blocked. It goes out of bounds. I don't think he shoots the ball that bad. How does he?
Yeah.
How does that ball hit the side of the backboard, go out of bounds, and that?
Well, anyway.
20 seconds. Bebout across the timeline. Jacobs picks him up at the volleyball line. Down to 10. Bebout just right of the center circle, drives it to his left. That's an illegal screen. No call. Outside to Polk with 4. Polk over Hughes, partially blocked. The offensive rebound, no good, but a foul with .4 to play in the first half is going to send Peru to the line to shoot 2.
Foul's going to be on Kelly, his first.
11, Kelly, his first, team 9th. Number 20, Waters.
Waters at the line to shoot 2 for the Tigers. They lead by 11 with .4 to play in the first half. First one from the southpaw is good. He'll have one more. And then Coach Smith will pull the rest of the Tigers off the line. Whether it's a miss or it's a make, it's going to have to be a quick tip because you can't catch and shoot. Second one's good. at the buzzer. Jacobs from half court is no good. At halftime, Peru leads the Zebras 27-14. You're watching Zebra basketball on RTC TV4.
Got that new home edition and you're keeping it covered.
Ooh, coverages now. I can help with this. Got zone coverage, man coverage, combo coverages.
I don't know, Peyton. I think more like the coverage your Nationwide agent offers.
Oh, you want to go there? Home, auto, life, business, farm, boat, RV, ATV, camper, pet, motorcycle, your tour bus. Did I mention farm?
Contact Jennings Insurance Agency today or visit one of our offices in Argus and Rochester.
When you shop at Oliver Ford Lincoln in Plymouth, you're treated like family, and it's a full-service experience. Our expert service team can keep your vehicle happy for years, from simple maintenance to major repairs. We even provide a loaner car if your vehicle needs to stay overnight. So we have an excellent source of demonstrator vehicles offered to you with substantial discounts. So search our inventory online or stop in for a test drive at Oliver Ford Lincoln in Plymouth.
This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
Summit Contractor Supply is the area's leading supplier of tools, parts, products, and services to commercial and industrial contractors throughout northern Indiana and southern Michigan. Offering Milwaukee Electric Tools, DeWalt Power Tools, Metabo Power Tools, and more, Summit has the blades, bits, fasteners, and anchors to get the job done right. Summit is also a factory-authorized service and repair center. Contact Summit for all of your contractor supply needs.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Enyards True Value and Rental is your local one-stop shop for all of your home improvement and party rental needs. Let our friendly and knowledgeable staff help you with your next project or event. Enyards True Value and Rental of Rochester. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Where the Rochester Zebras, tough shooting in the first half, Brad. They trailed by 13 here at recess.
Yeah, it was tough shooting in that first half. For Peru Tigers, Wilhelm with 3, Bebot with 2, Polk with 4, Waters with 6, and Parker Althouse with 12 of the 27 points.
Hey, but that's saying a whole lot because I think he had 12 after the first quarter.
He had 9 in the first quarter. Okay. Yeah, he's got 3 threes on the half. They were 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Peru 4 3-pointers in that first half as Wilhelm had the fourth one, which helped them expand that lead over Rochester in that first half.
I think that if any time that you get another team shooting from the volleyball line, you're okay with that.
Yeah, Althouse hit a couple of them from out there in that first half. For Rochester, McCarter with 2, Jacobs with 2, Hughes with 2, Elliott with 2, Vance with 2, and Will Smith with the only 3-pointer for Rochester in that first half. He's got 4 to lead the Zebras at halftime. They were 3 of 8, so their free throw shooting is not the best either, as well as their shooting from the field. 10 turnovers in that first half didn't help.
Yeah, and here's something else that didn't help. How many second and third opportunities did Peru get on the offensive glass?
Right, yeah. It was kind of to my point there in that middle of that second quarter when I said, you're going to have games when your offense isn't really good. You're getting shots, but they're not falling. You can really do a lot to try and counter that with your defense at the other end. And Rochester's kind of struggling defensively as well. Like you said, Peru had a lot of second chance opportunities at the other end. They had a lot of putbacks from close range on missed shots from deep. And so Rochester, I think, can do a lot better job blocking out and limiting those opportunities that Peru had, whether it be short-range opportunities or even getting somebody out on alt-house and bebop on those open threes.
And the other story in that first half is you had 2 of the 5 starters sitting on the bench saddled with foul trouble.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue this entire second half, really, for Rochester, as Grant McCarter picked up that 3rd foul there in the middle of that second quarter and went to the bench. You know, does Rochester gamble a little bit and start him in that 3rd quarter, or they hold him on the bench until midway through the 3rd? At some point in time, you know, you're going to have to roll that dice, and he's going to have to figure out a way to play without picking up that 4th foul. The longer he can do that, the better it's going to be for Rochester.
Absolutely. It really depends on how we're going to call the 3rd quarter, because it was different from between the 1st and the 2nd quarter, the way they were calling him.
Yeah.
It changed. And so that's how Grant picked up his 3rd foul, because he played in that 2nd quarter like they were calling in the 1st quarter and got whistled early on.
Yeah, the Peru's foul trouble is on their players coming off the bench, so it doesn't so much affect their starters as it does their bench, how deep they are on the bench. So, yeah, it's going to be a bigger gamble for Rochester for sure, especially with them trailing, you know, by 13. How long can you afford to leave him on the bench? And the other, you know, there's 2 sides of that coin. If you put him on the bench and leave him there with the 3 fouls, you've essentially benched him with foul trouble. Even if you play him, you know, you run the, you know, how far can you risk that 4th foul? So,
I think that we're at that point.
Yeah.
I think we're at the point where the risk or the reward, I guess, is greater than the risk.
Yeah, you have to hope that that's the case. He can come in and get you some points and get you back into the game and risk that 4th foul. Yeah.
So the varsity game coming up after this one, actually the senior night festivities after this, then the varsity contest. What's going on the rest of the weekend, I guess, for the Rochester Zebras? Of course, we got some wrestlers wrestling tonight in Indianapolis. And I think that Rochester Athletic Director Greg March is going to send me some results as soon as he has those, so we'll pass those along to you. The Rochester guys that we talked earlier in action tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock JV tip with Triton here at Rochester High School.
It's been a long time since I've paid close attention to state wrestling, but I believe obviously you want to win on Friday night, because then you get pushed to the quote-unquote winner's side of the bracket. But if you lose, you're not done. Is that correct? I think if you lose on Friday night, you're not necessarily done, but what that means is your turnaround time becomes almost non-existent. I think if you get beat, you've got to wrestle again almost right away.
Okay.
It's been maybe 10 years since I've had, you know, paid close attention to that, but I think that might be the case.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Anyone listening, you know how it works. If a wrestler loses tonight, does he wrestle again tonight? And if they win tonight, how far do they wrestle tomorrow? How late in the day do they wrestle tomorrow?
Just my thinking was that if they won, it was going to be late morning or even afternoon before they wrestled again tomorrow. If they got beat tonight, they might have to wrestle again tonight to stay in it.
It could be.
Or first thing in the morning.
We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We're going to come back with the 3rd quarter here at Rochester High School with the Zebras down by 13. You're watching Zebra Basketball on RTC TV4.
Smith Farm Stores has everything you need for your home and your farm, both inside and out. We are your local Steel, Skag, and Simplicity dealer, offering a full-service center with a certified technician on site. Smith Farm Stores offers a wide variety of household appliances, including top-brand refrigerators, washing machines, and dryers. We are also a full-service paint center, offering on-site color matching and more. Stop by today or check us out online. Smith Farm Stores, everything you need and more.
This is Old You. And this is Now You.
5 wears his fire hat and coat in the wind.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout north central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Evans Agency in Rochester, offering farm liability, farm personal property, and farm outbuilding policies, all customized to fit your insurance needs. Let Judy help you protect all of your possessions.
Welcome back to Rochester
Online
High School. We're
at
going to the third quarter of the JV
evansagencyrochester.com.
contest with the Peru Tigers leading the Rochester Zebras 27-14. Grant McCarter and both Trent Reinhold back on the floor for Rochester.
And Rochester will start the third quarter with the basketball.
Also, Will Smith stays on. Eli Yarber will be on the bench because he'll be needed more in the varsity contest than he will this.
It's limited by quarters.
Yeah. McCarter comes in. He'll work against Bebout in the man-to-man defense. McCarter works to the right wing. Now right baseline. Cut off on the block. Reinhold, 3. Right wing for the Zebras. Off the mark, no good. And Polk the rebound. Althouse to Bebout high on the left side. Man-to-man defense by the Zebras. Waters. Right elbow to Polk. Quick 15-footers in and out. Hughes with the rebound. Outlets to McCarter. Smith high on the left side. Will jump pass or jump stop in the lane. Down low to Jacobs, and Nathan Jacobs fouled him a shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 for the Zebras.
Althouse going to pick up his second.
Althouse. The second team first of the half.
Indiana State softball suffered their first loss of the year. They are now 3-1 as they got beat by Chattanooga today 7-6 in a rain-shortened game. Jacobs, first left-handed free throw. Nope. One more coming for the junior. Second on the way is good. No good. What'd I say, Brad?
Over the line, yep. You were right.
So he let the ball go, stepped over the line before it got to the rim. Wave it off. Bebout jogs it through the center circle. McCarter playing with 3 fouls, waits for him at the top of the three-point line. Althouse runs through a double screen, throws up a shot with no rotation. The rebound into McCarter. McCarter, no-look pass to Jacobs. Left-handed layup is good. Peru pushes the other way. Lead is down to 11 for the Tigers. Althouse picks up a loose ball high on the right side to Bebout. Bebout holds, bounce pass to Polk against Hughes.
Oh, really tight man-to-man defense by Rochester.
Wilhelm in the lane. Outside Waldhouse. He's in the paint. Step back. Good defense by Jacobs. His teardrop shot in the lane, no good, but Walter's putback is no good. And Polk's putback is good. 3 opportunity on that trip for the Tigers, and finally got the last one to go.
You notice Peru was on the inside of the block out there in position.
Jacobs out to McCarter. 3 left wing. Nope. Rebound up. Reinhold. His putback is good.
Rebound basket number 30, Reinhold.
And Trenton's a load inside too.
Yeah, he is.
29-18, and now we're going to have a foul out of bounds on Nathan Jacobs, I believe. Nope. 10. 10? 15, sorry.
His first team first of the half.
That's his first.
Polk baseline right for the Tigers. Will look to get it in. Up by 11. Here, 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. The entry pass, the inbounds pass, I should say, is kicked out of bounds by Hughes. We'll try it again. Brad Thomas, I'm David Musselman. First of 2 tonight on RTC TV4. Varsity game to follow after senior night. Festivities. Inbounds pass comes in to Waters. Outside Althouse. Althouse works against Jacobs. Feeds down low to Waters. Backs his way in against a double team. Loses the basketball. Reinhold picks it up. Trenton runs. Left side of the floor. Goes to the basket. Stops. Pops. A lot of contact. No foul. Peru knocks it out of bounds. And it'll stay with Rochester. McCarter baseline left to look to get it in. 4:52 to play in the third quarter. Peru up by 11. Grant McCarter wide open is Reinhold, deflected by Bebout, knocked out of bounds, and Wilhelm is going to be off of him, and it'll stay with Rochester in front of the Rochester bench. So we're going to honor Alex Onafield tonight, and we're going to honor Brady Perez.
Perez senior night, yep.
Smith gets it into McCarter. Grant, free throw line jumper, short. Hughes with the rebound. Putback is off the back of the rim, no good. And the Tigers come out of there with it. Bebout runs the point for the Tigers across the timeline, works top of the key. Fakes a three. Outside to Wilhelm behind the arc against Smith in the man-to-man defense. Bounce pass to Althouse. 30 feet away from the basket. Anything is in his range.
I was going to
Inside
say,
the
it's
10-second line. Polk. Oh, Waters down low. Good look by the big man. Yeah. Puts it up for two, and it's 31-18. McCarter quickly up the court. Bounce pass to Reinhold on the right side. Now the baseline to Jacobs. Long three is off the back of the rim, no good. Bebout grabs the board for Peru and runs. Bebout coast to coast, left-handed layup is good. 33-18. 3:45 to play in the third quarter. Smith, baseline to Reinhold. Quick three, left baseline, off the back of the rim, no good. Jacobs with the rebound. Kicks it out to Smith. Three, left wing for the Zebras. Nope. Bebout with the rebound. And now
Hughes with the reach in.
Blake Hughes will be whistled for a foul.
That's his second.
Going to be his second team.
Walters back into the game, and Wilhelm will sit down for the Tigers. Polk will look to get it in right in front of the scores table. Actually, that's probably the best Randy Wins looked all year on TV. Entry pass goes
He'll text you tomorrow.
Ball tipped away. On the tie-up, Peru will keep possession. Baseline left with 3:20 to play in the third quarter.
Jump ball, Tiger basketball.
Polk will trigger it in for the Zebras around Hughes. Looking to get it in. Got to hurry. Has his pass deflected and it's taken away by McCarter. Grant McCarter out to Jacobs. Left wing three. Nope. Rebound to Reinhold. He puts it back up. Foul on the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Fouls on. Peru number 50. Walters.
Eli Walters picks up that foul. That's his fourth.
Turn Reinhold to the line to shoot two for the Zebras. They're trailing 33-18 with 3:11 to play in the third quarter. Reinhold's first one is good. Rochester only has a few left. They've got Triton tomorrow, Mechanical next week, next Friday, and don't forget the brawl is on Sunday.
Yeah. Zebras actually have a pretty good shot at the sectional this year.
I think that anybody has a pretty good shot
Yeah,
at
it's
the sectional
pretty wide
this year.
open. There's no dominating team like there was last year with Oak Hill.
Peru will take a timeout. It'll be a 30. You're listening and watching Zebra basketball on RTC TV4.
Tiger, timeout.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Community State Bank has maintained a tradition of service since opening our doors in May of 1930. For the past 88 years, we have been committed to building personal relationships. Community State Bank has maintained a tradition.
In the corner to Waters. Bebout drives it left. High off the glass. Nope. Rebound to Hughes. Quickly to McCarter. Now to Jacobs in the paint. Kicks it out to Smith. Left wing three for the Zebras. It's good.